Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to part 2 of the Roman theater tutorial. Let's pick up right where we left off. So on the last phase, you were building the lowest portions over here of the columns. So for quite a while, we are going to be extending the columns up with 2x2 blocks of a diorite, like so, all the way around for every single column that you see in the theater here. So let's start off with a good top-down view and show you all of these. And I think the next thing to show you is going to be the statue pedestals over here and also the trees. So the statue pedestals over here, quite simple. You're just doing some chiseled stone bricks, not lodestones, and upside down stone brick stairs, and then stone brick stairs again, all the way around the top of that to give you this thing up here. I think after this, there's just a little bit more, and then we will start building the statues. But I'm not really going to cover those in detail because they have their own dedicated tutorial. The trees, however, as you can see, they are quite bushy. And you can have the general shape of those here. And just knock out some of these blocks and replace them with the red wool. So you can see a little bit easier the shape of these. They're not complicated. And they're done like that there. And like so. And kind of like that. I think you can see the general shape. This is just a repeating pattern for these trees, by the way. This little section here, you're going to be repeating this again up there as we build these trees up. They're just sort of my versions of pointy Roman cypress trees. And of course, one of these trees is exactly the same as all of the other ones. But if you have a custom tree design you would rather put in the theater, you're of course free to do that and build your own sort of trees. If you want to use the twisty-turny trees I made from the Roman, what was it, the estate tutorial, you can put those in here as well. Those would be nice. But let's go around here. Let's see, where do we stop off? Like the last time. So you are doing again another layer of cobble here and another layer of stone bricks on top of that, all the way around the exterior. And I think the interior is what we need to focus on the most right now. So over the doorway we have this little triangular pediment with the half slabs and the upside down stairs here. And if we go through our doorway and come onto the stage, you can see that you are extending up with diorite. The columns, 2 more blocks, every single one of those for the stage. You've already got the placement of those, so just make them taller. I think it's either 6 or 7 blocks for those columns. We'll measure it when that time comes. Over here for the seating, the only way that I can really describe this to you is just to zoom in and give you good slow views of these. Now you have built these to this level already. So as we go along here, focus on this 2-block slice right here because you are putting that with the half slabs directly behind, as you see done here. I think all of those are fairly easy to count. Over here we have the sort of the doorways to get into the tunnels behind here, which lets us access the seats. And let's take a look at those later, actually. Let's finish taking a look at the seats here. So here's the next section of seating. And this next section of seating here. And here is the central section of seating. Like so. And once you have done that, of course, our center line is passing through this point here. So you want to mirror all of that again on both sides for the seating until you get the semicircle done, as you see there. So now let's come over here and we need to take a closer look at the underground. Well, the tunnel below the seats. So Over here, as you can see, the ceiling of this is just straight stone bricks. If we break this, you can see that it is at this level up here. And behind those, we are putting in general a sort of a ledge of cobblestone on either side of those as you go around here. You should already have this block here, that level built. So you just want to add those. There are some details here for the doorways that go up to the next level of seats. I'll just sort of walk through here. And here's where our center line is coming through, which means everything from that point over there is just a mirror of what is over here. So let's just walk back through this. This part is really hidden, so if you have like a, one block off here or over there, it really doesn't matter. Because even if I myself came and inspected your build, I would not notice that. So let's go up our stairs here. These are continuing upwards, according to the same patterns along here. And this one over here as well. I think there are 4 of those in total, and you can rather clearly see the placements of those. I think I should focus in on this doorway over here with the basalt to give you a good view of this. It's meant to be like a straight doorway like this, but because it needs to be on a rather odd angle, we have to approximate the block placements as best we can. And you have to sort of use your imagination for the rest of it, like so. And I think that that covers this phase here. But we'll just need to take a small look over here. That. And we will move on to the next phase. So the columns, again, 2 blocks diorite going up for several more phases. So I'm not going to waste time talking about these, I don't think. And also for the trees, I think as well. I'll just give you a good view of this. Like so. And over here, this is the base of, I think I did some column statues on either side of these. Well, no, they're just standard statues. So we have some chiseled stone bricks and some stone brick stairs on top of each other, surrounding a 3x3 platform with a little bit of glowstone here. Quite simple to do. So let's actually go around to the front here. Over here is where we have the column base statues. So you want to build that out like so, with the trees on either side of it if you want to have those trees. Over here we have just a double layer of cobblestone on top of the semicircle that we built over there. Just plop on top of that straight 2 layers more of cobblestone. Let's take a look at the stage. For this, you are extending up the columns again 2 additional blocks, every single one of them that we laboriously placed in the first episode. You can see behind that we have the cobble and the stone bricks going in a 1 to 2 layer pattern. And over here, let's focus on the seats again. Focus on this 2 block layer here. I'll give you a good view of this. Remember, just pause the video and replicate the block patterns that you see on your screen. I think that the slabs here with their outlines are high contrast enough that I don't need to do any block counts for these. Like so, we have a seat divider going through here. By the way, just give you a good view of this from the side. More seating along here. And over here, this represents where our center line is coming through the build for reference. So I'll give you a good view of all the seating here. And then let's take a top-down view of the entire thing in profile here. All right, so I think take a look at these things over here. These are just going up a couple of more flights, the same as they have been doing, by the way. So no real changes there. We finished these tunnels on the last phase. So I think we can continue on to the next one. So columns again, 2 more blocks all the way around. Layers are stone bricks and then cobble. Right on top of each other there. Take a look at the trees here again. I will go over the trees one last time when we get them all finished. I think in just a phase or two, we will be at the top of those trees. And over here, we have the base layers for the soldier statues. Now, I have done these soldier statues quite a number of times in my various tutorials. It indeed has its own dedicated tutorial. So if you need more detail for these little soldier statues, just please refer to that video instead. So we can save some time in this one. Let's take a look around here. I need to take a look at this here. So this is the base of one of the columns. Done like so, with some diorite and stone brick stairs. You know what to do on the exterior here, so let's take a look on the inside. So we have some details in here which we are making for the Corinthian capitals. So we finished our columns here, and they look like they are, what, 6 blocks tall. And on top of this, we are putting on Corinthian capitals. And I can see on some places I have made some mistakes. Right here, actually. You're going to have to fix this. Terribly sorry about that. Behind here, this should be... Let me actually just fix this while we're going through here, like so. So you don't get confused. I think because they're at the back here is probably why I missed these. There's always something I missed in a build. But anyway, you can see how to do these Corinthian capitals. You were just doing them with upside down cobble and stone brick stairs on all 4 sides of your diorite column shafts. And you want to do these, of course, only on 3 sides when they are pilasters attached to the wall. Back here, and of course the freestanding columns. And you want to do all of those along the stage like so. Alright, so let's take a view of the seats now. So over here, looks like we have what, one level of seats here, and then a basalt backdrop, because this is going to be the division between the upper and lower section of the seats. So for this phase, we should actually be finishing the lowest section of those seats. And I'll just go through here and give you a good view of this. And then I think I will actually mark out the arc of that basalt behind there, so we can make sure that we're on the same page of that. And these seats back through here. And of course we have our center line coming through this section here. And back over here we have some different details. This is where we're going to start putting on the upper tunnel for the seats. So we have some stairs along here on either side of these. And over here as well we have the same thing. Oh, let me actually count out this. So from this point here, we're going to have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 5. Then 3, 2, 2, 2. 2 again. 1, 2. Then 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. 2, 2, 3, back to 5, and then just straight across to here for our center line, which will be coming through that section there. So there you go. There's a good top-down view of this entire section of the theater. I think the seats are sort of a tricky part. Once we get done with those, it should be fairly plain sailing. So let's go on to another phase. So over here, the column drums on the exterior, 2 blocks farther up. Back here, we are doing a layer of cobble and a layer of stone bricks all along the back here, but you can see that we now are putting a tunnel behind the uppermost section of seats, which we are also beginning at this phase. Let's take a look at that in a moment, though. Let's go over here. And I think we're just about to finish those trees, so we'll kind of ignore those. We'll take a look at the Sildur statue. I'm just going to give you a quick look at this. Not too involved because, as I've said, it has its own video. Some trees over here. Let's take a look at, I think, this exterior column. So we have a bit of chiseled stone bricks and some upside down stone brick stairs on top of that. And then in here we have the entablature for our colonnade, our decorative stage backdrop. And on top of these, as you can see, you're putting on just a layer, just sort of a layer of diorite on top of that, even with the column drums here. For these, I'll start at the corners over here and sort of work our way in with that. And on top of that, you're just putting on upside down stone brick stairs. We are going out, and then we take a little dip in here. Then we go back out, then back in, then back out again. And so on and so forth until we get to the other side of the stage. So this is something Romans like to do. They like to have projecting and recessing spaces with their stage decorations. I believe this sort of thing was first seen in, I think, wall paintings. And then they finally built it in stone later. Seems to have been a trend that they would do. They would first paint something on a wall. And if they eventually liked it enough, they build the thing in stone. So over here, good view of that from the bottom. Walking along through here. And over here as well. All right, so let's talk about the difficult part here. So on top of all that basalt that I outlined, you want to put on a band of diorite and then a layer of cobblestone half slabs on top of those, just like you did down here. For this section for the orchestra pits, you want to do that behind the seats here. Like so, all the way around, following the arc that I traced out for you. And behind that, we are putting on more layers of seating and the tunnels behind those. So I'm just going to give you a view of these seats here. We're, of course, outlining this at the bottom with basalt. Like so. And the corners over here. And then again here towards the middle. And the middle right here with your center line passing through that block there. And behind that, you just want to leave a space. Just hollowed out behind these so that you can walk around and access the seating. I think if I just show you this from the top down, it's all fairly clear enough that you can see what to do with that. It gets extremely thin over here in some sections. I tried to make as much use of the upper sections of space as I could when building the reference model. So let me just give you a good top-down view of all of this. right here on that section. And we will move on to the next phase. So over here, all the column drums, as you can see again, 2 blocks farther up. Looks like on the next phase, we will be starting to put on the capitals of those. For the walls back here, it's a double layer of cobblestone. And I think we finished the trees on the next phase, so let's ignore those again. Quick view of the Sildur statue. And of the column mount here as well. All right, let's take a look at the interior now. So the stage, I can best explain what we are doing with this by saying that from here to here, this section is going to be a sort of a module. So from this point here, this roughly corresponds to this point back down here. And we're going to be stacking on top of that. Pretty much everything we did, we're going to be stacking 3 of those on top of each other. And this is the bottom foundation for the second layer of that. So as you can see, it's just right on top of everything from below. So I don't think I really need to explain that. There's a sort of an additional indentation back here, by the way. So I'll just show you this from the top down. And let's actually take a look at the whole thing from the top down as well. I think the only difficult thing on this section is going to be all of the seating. I believe in a phase or 2, we are just about done with the seating. 2 or 3 more of these. So let's go over here and take a look. So you can see what we're doing with the half slabs and the basalt. This is just a smaller version of what we did here. With these seating sections, we're doing all of that again, but just on a smaller scale up here. So I'll show you this. These are kind of jumbled together because Minecraft is a blocky game and we're making something that's very round. Sometimes we have to approximate as best we can. It's sort of a situation where it just has to look good from a distance, really. And like so. And our center line is right here. And I think we have covered over that tunnel behind these seats. So let's actually land and take a look at this. So this is a very short tunnel. We didn't have enough space to make it any taller. So it's only going to be 3 blocks. So you have to watch your head as you walk around here. You can sort of build this any way you please, really. This is just a sort of hidden tunnel area. And we will go ahead and move on to the next phase. So here we are. We have finished the columns. And the total height of these columns is, I think this is going to be, what, 12? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total blocks for the height of all these columns. So you can go around and double check that to make sure. And we're putting on the lowest part of the Corinthian capitals with the upside down and then right side up stone brick stairs. And then you can put whatever you want back here. It doesn't have to be basalt. It can be cobble or whatever block you have handy for those. And of course, for every single column, the ones that are freestanding and attached to the wall, you want to add that element. I think that we have finally finished with these trees also, unless I am mistaken. So we'll take a good long look at one of these. This one here. So I think you can kind of see the pattern that we have been going for with the leaf blocks. Even though they are extra bushy with the texture pack and the shaders, I know they're all kind of moving around. And I will break some of these and replace them with the red wool, so you can get a good handle on this. And this will be the last thing I will remark on these trees. As I said, they will be finished after this. And they're done sort of like this pattern here. All right, so a quick view of the soldier statue while we are over here. And we will return to the front here to take a look at this. So I believe we are now building the lowest parts of the column drum of this out of diorite. So this is going to be a really long and tall column drum. So I'm not going to remark on this again until we get somewhere near the top, and then I'll measure it out. Over here for the columns, you are of course doing the diorite column drums. 2 blocks just like you did down here. Like so. And if you want to skip ahead on these and start building the entire column up from this point, you can go ahead and do so. Let's take a look at the seating. So here is the next section of seating. Done like so. And along here. And along the diagonal. And of course our center line is coming through here. So let me give you a good top-down view. Going back over this so you can see it all in detail. And then a good top-down view of the entire phase that we are currently at. All right, I believe we have time for several more phases. I kind of wanted to get to the entablature, and then maybe we'll stop there. So the Corinthian capitals, more upside down cobble and stone brick stairs on all 4 sides on absolutely every single one of these columns, as you see done here. For the back, it is again cobble and stone bricks. We do have some overhanging elements that are beginning to come in back here, by the way. This is just stone bricks following the arch, or following the arc of the circle. And we had to do this because we were running out of room and we needed some additional things to place seats on. We had to cut it very close for those. Let's go over here and take a look at the soldier statue quite quickly. We're almost done with this. This is the lower part of the head right here. Done like so. And back towards, well, I'm gonna ignore that until we have something to talk about on it. Let's take a look at the stage. So the column drums, diorite, 2 blocks, all of them straight up. And let's take a look at the seating here at the corners. This is going to be the difficult part. I think we are almost done building the seating, actually. So I'll just give you a view of this from the top down. So as you can see, the seating is now interfacing with the outer wall and the interior colonnade from above here. Done like so. And we have, of course, the center line coming through here. So good top-down views of this entire phase. So you can see everything that is going on here. And we will move on again. I think we're just about done with the seating, actually. We will be finishing that in this phase. In this phase, we are also building the lowest layers of the entablature. And we are doing this with, well, we're finishing our Corinthian capitals, actually, with more projecting and upside-down stone brick stairs, as you see done here, to roughly, very roughly, represent the acanthus leaves. And on top of that, we are building the lowest levels of the entablature. Of course, it's a rule when you're building Roman things and also Greek things, after you finish building the top of the column, you must then build the lowest part of the entablature. You can always tell people that don't know how to build Roman things in Minecraft because they will forget to include this. On top of that, however, we are putting on sort of these lintels of cobblestone in between those. Let me just sort of lower down and show you. So we are connecting all of our columns together at this point here at the front. Then we have another little cutout here for the column. But then we are connecting them together again in the center. And we're doing that for several spaces. And I will just show you this also from the top down so you can see. It's pretty much all made of cobble. So you should have plenty of that. So let's continue on with the exterior, and I may have to trace the line of this around for you. In fact, I think I will in a moment. So let me just show you what we're going to be doing here. So you can see that the cobble and the stairs are going to be bending around following the arc here. And I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to trace out that arc. But I want to show it to you first. And just in behind that, we're filling this in with straight cobblestone behind here. This gets very messy at the diagonals over here. There wasn't really a way to keep doing a regular pattern, so I just elected to make it a straight slab of cobble because it would be easier for me to design, but also much easier for you to rebuild. On the interior here, the column drums are going straight up with diorite again. No surprises there. We finished, I believe, the seats in the last phase. And at, this block level here. So, well, no, we're putting on one last layer of seats. And then behind that, we're putting in this basalt. So let me just, I think I will trace out the interior line of the basalt first, and then we'll do the exterior. So from this point here, it's going to be what? How many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 5, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, and then just a straight run over here to the center line, which will be coming through there. So that is going to be the arc of the basalt right there. And I need to trace out the exterior arc here as well. And this arc that I'm going to be tracing out, this is the arc that you are putting the upside down cobblestone stairs on, by the way, as you can see here. So we're going to start at the corner. All these are straight runs here at the front, so I'm not going to remark on those. Let's trace these. So that's a long one. So from here to down there is going to be 27 blocks for that, and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2 again, one more 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, and quite a few. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. 1 again, 2, 1, 2, 2, a third 2, and a fourth 2, and a fifth 2. 3, 3, 4, 6, and then however many blocks this is to get to your center line right there. So that is the number and shape of the exterior arc, which you want to be putting the upside down stone brick stairs on. So let me just give you a good top-down view of this entire section. I believe that we'll have that covered. Well, there is one more detail over here for the Sildur statues, which we finished these at the next phase. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here is the characteristic Roman headdress for our Sildur statues that we have over here. Let's go over here and take a look at the details for the entablature. Now, the good news is that this is a repeating pattern. So the upside down cobble stairs that we just laboriously laid out, straight on top of every single one of those, right side up stone brick stairs. And you want to do that and follow the arc as we go around the side of the building here. And directly on top of every single one of those, you want to put a band of diorite on top of that. And indeed, you can skip ahead a little bit because the diorite is going to be 2 blocks tall. So if you want to go ahead and do that, well, here's the details for that. You just want to bend the corners with that. As you see done along here, the straight runs of this are quite easy. And give you a view underneath here. There are some small details. We put some squares of diorite and cobble in between these that I already showed you just for the front areas. We didn't do it for the curving areas around the back there, though. And for the interior stage again, as you can see, we are putting on more Corinthian capitals. It looks like that I did remember to do the backs of those, like so. For that along there. And I traced the arc of the basalt already, so I'll just step 1 block back from that and put stone bricks and then cobble in a solid layer, as you see done here, all the way around the back arc of the theater itself. I think that's all there is to say about that phase, actually. So let's go ahead and move on to another one. So we're doing a bit more of the entablature, and it is, of course, another repeating pattern. We're doing another block of diorite, like I said we would do, and on top of that, every other block you want to put chiseled stone bricks, and then in between those you want to put upside down cobblestone stairs, and these represent the dentils or the sort of the tooth detail of the pattern of the entablature for this Corinthian order, this composite Corinthian order. And you want to do this as a repeating pattern all the way around, like so. Let me just go around here and show you the back side, how it all arcs around. Like this. And it does get a little messy in some places because we are bending things. But you want to place them in as you can. Like so. When we get to a point over here at the diagonal, these stairs change direction. By the way, I think the 45-degree diagonal should be going through this part right here. So when we get to that, our stairs were facing this way, but then we turn them to face out this way. So over here for the inside of the stage, you're putting on another copy of a much smaller 2-block tall entablature. For the top of those, we have our columns, and then our entablature, and then our columns, and now our second entablature. And we will have a 3rd layer of columns up there shortly, which will complete the stage. And once we get to this point also, this diorite for this entablature, you want to wrap this all the way around the inside of the stage. This is sort of, this ties everything together, by the way. This is a subtle detail I included, because as you can see, the white diorite here, this also did the same thing with this smaller entablature here. And you will find that when we get up to the third layer, it will do it yet again. So you want to also, on top of that, upside down stone brick stairs, just sort of wrap them around the corners, actually, as you see done here. I think that's fairly easy to do. I don't need to trace any of that out for you. And of course, we have our center line coming through there. So, yay for repeating patterns. But that's going to be all the time we have today for part 2. I think in part 3, and I will try to get it all done in part 3. We will hopefully be finishing the Roman theater. But so far today, we have got all the seating finished and the first layer of all the columns and everything. But I hope you are enjoying the building process. Remember, if anything was unclear, the world is available for download in the video description. And I want to thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you next time.